welcome to the first episode of 123 Recap. Today we'll be recapping possibly one of the biggest Broadway musicals of our time, Hamilton, an American Musical. Written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, the show follows the life of founding father Alexander Hamilton, who helped pave the way for American freedom and all that boring stuff. Obviously, you think that no one would care about a guy who died 200 years ago, but since its release, the show has won 11 Tony Awards, a Pulitzer Prize for Drama, a Grammy, and placed second on Billboard's Top 25 Albums of 2015. So it's kind of done pretty well since its 2015 off-Broadway release. Hamilton is obviously a pretty big deal in the theater world, but it's so unique because it's reached such a large audience in just its year of release, and no one really cares about Broadway or theater anymore, which is kind of a big deal. So since Hamilton tickets on eBay are reaching about $1,500, I thought I'd recap the whole 2 hours and 25 minutes for you in 123 seconds. Let's go. So Hamilton was this guy who had a pretty horrible life. He was a penniless orphan growing up alone after his dad left him and his mom died before he was even a teenager. He eventually educated himself and raised enough money to sail to America, where he meets his idol Aaron Burr. Burr tells him to keep his controversial opinions to himself, but Hamilton is too ambitious for that and joins a group of revolutionaries. Meanwhile, General George Washington is leading the Continental Army through the American Revolution, and he appoints Hamilton as his right-hand man. But Burr also applied for the position and was rejected, and is pretty salty about it. Meanwhile, Hamilton meets the wealthy Schuyler sisters, most notably Eliza, who he falls in love with and marries. After General talks major trash about Washington, Hamilton appoints his friend to duel him, but then Washington finds out and is not happy about it and sends Hamilton home. Once he's home, Eliza tells Hamilton not to worry about money or building a legacy, and that they'll be okay as long as they have each other. But does Hamilton care about all that sappy stuff? No, of course not. Hamilton eventually rejoins George's army and they defeat the British together, yay! Hamilton eventually becomes widely successful as a lawyer, treasury secretary, and author of 51 of the Federalist Papers. On to Act 2. So Thomas Jefferson finally arrives in America after the Revolutionary War, after being high with the French in France all the time, but who cares about that? Jefferson and Madison argue against Hamilton in a sick rap battle, and Hamilton wins with Washington's support. So Jefferson doesn't really like Hamilton much at this point. Eliza and Angelica, the other Schuyler sister, urge Hamilton to take a break from his work and just concentrate on family. But does Hamilton listen? Of course not. Instead, he has an affair with this girl named Maria Reynolds or something. Hamilton, Jefferson, and Madison have another sick rap battle, and again, Hamilton wins with Washington's support. Because of this, Jefferson and Madison team up with Burr to be salty about Hamilton together. All of them team up to confront Hamilton about rumors of embezzling money from the government, and Hamilton responds with, "I may not be stealing money from the government, but I'll tell you what I am doing. Cheating on my wife." The news eventually gets out, and Hamilton's long-built reputation is kind of ruined. Meanwhile, the presidential election of 1800 is about to begin. Jefferson is running against Burr, and the tensions are pretty high. Hamilton is asked by his fellow Federalists, "Hey, if you could pick anyone for president, who would it be? By the way, whoever you don't pick will become the national embarrassment of this country." And Hamilton endorses, wait for it, Thomas Jefferson. So Jefferson wins the presidential election by a landslide, and Burr is, as he should be, pretty salty about it. He writes a letter to Hamilton asking him, "Hey, have you been talking trash about me?" And Hamilton responds with, "Not only have I been talking trash about you, I have been talking so much trash about you that I don't know what instance you're referring to. Please specify." Burr has said enough of Hamilton and challenges him to a duel. And Burr wins. Hamilton dies. Eliza, who is left to deal with the death of her husband, her father, her mother, her son, and her siblings, builds the legacy that Hamilton has always dreamed of. And suddenly, everyone is wondering why they're crying over someone who died 200 years ago. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of 123 Recap, and hopefully I'll make more in the future. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.